Faith in the Chesterton Academy approach is not treated as a subject in the curriculum. It is a thread that runs throughout the whole day. As a Catholic priest, if someone were to ask me why it's important to integrate our Catholic faith into our education, I tend to think from the perspective of St. Thomas Aquinas. He said that education is the pursuit of truth. And so those two goals are not in conflict. They live in harmony.
When our daughter was entering high school, there really wasn't a truly Catholic high school. And so we contacted Chesterton with a group of like-minded families, and we wanted to move forward with developing a Chesterton Academy for this area. What I love about the Chesterton Academy is we're in the business of developing young minds that can think deeply, speak clearly, and live with purpose.
Everything that we do at Chesterton Academy focuses back towards Christ and towards the mission of evangelizing. For us particularly, it's the formation of our students, right, in mind and in body and in spirit, and really helping them to understand who they are as Christians and how they can walk with Christ.
I have been to multiple other Catholic schools and also public schools, so to be a part of a truly Catholic school means that we are actively participating in the faith in everything we do.
I would say what I love most about Chesterton is that my faith here is celebrated and I get to have true and meaningful friendships.
The friendships that I've made here are going to be continuous throughout my whole life. As I leave to go out into the military, I know that I'm going to want to stay in contact with people here more than anywhere else.
Most of the students come to us already have an active spiritual life, and they just have every opportunity to help it to grow. They have 4 years of theology that they study. Their spiritual growth starts day one. It's an incredible immersion in the Catholic faith, as well as in the intellectual pursuits that faith leads them to.
Because the students are present at our daily church services, we are filled with hope for the future. I heard an interesting commentary on the news the other day, and it summed up the cultural war that we're having now as not between red and blue or Republican and Democrat or right or left, but between godliness and godlessness.
Classical education was the education up until about 100 years ago. And things changed, and now most education is focused on technology, and they've lost sight of the human person.
So the classical model forms the whole person by really taking into account what a person is. So we have three parts, so the mind, the body, and the spirit. The intellectual formation of the mind, that's really what we all expect out of school. But there's also the body. So when we're thinking about that from an education perspective, it's not just learning to go and exercise, but it's more importantly, learning to experience the world as beautiful and to go and to see well. And then none of that makes any sense outside of the context of the spiritual life and the Holy Spirit and spending that time in the chapel to understand not only who am I in the context of history and who am I in the context of this literature class I'm taking, but how does this affect me and my relationship with Christ?
Well, I do appreciate the fact that Chesterton has a classical curriculum because we're learning from the masters. We're not reinventing the wheel, we're studying the wheel.
You can't really teach people. You can instruct them on technical things, but for the things that you can actually know, the person just has to do it and you can facilitate it. And that requires being a full human being. All of our information comes through our senses, so if you can't look at the world correctly, you can't know anything. So a lot of the reason why the classical method works better than the modern method is because it's focusing on correcting how you look at the world.
At the very beginning of the year, we made a point of taking our students on a hike, and the students were there together as a community, and you could hear them having these beautiful conversations that had kind of sparked out of something they had read in class the week before, where they were carrying it with them into the world. And it was just this really beautiful moment where it's like, oh, yes, these children are leaving behind childhood and going through the journey to step into adulthood, and they're bringing their spiritual life with them.
What I love most about Chesterton Academy is that we get to go to church every single day and pray every time between classes and to have God every step of the way. And so it's really, really nice when you're struggling to just take a break and then you know that God's there with you the whole time.
My faith has grown a lot from all this, whether it be going to church every single day or getting to talk with my friends in the tea time table. It just it gives me more of a chance to get closer with God.
I'd say that my faith has grown just to the amount of immersion there is here. Here we go to Mass every single day, so we can always have that opportunity to receive the Eucharist, which is the pinnacle of our faith, and just how Christ-centered everything is here, as we kind of relate back everything to Christ.
So Chesterton Academy is unique in its adherence to a tradition that stands from the ages. Really, the only goal that matters is that we lead our students into a life of sanctity and a life in the church.